Hey, what's going on? What's going on? Wanted to check in. What's going on, everybody? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I want some people to come in right quick before we get started. This is a Friday night edition of Date Night Live. What's going on? Wanted to check in. There you go. I see a little feedback in. That's me trying to make sure we are live on Facebook, YouTube. Just want a few people to come in. Want to make sure that just want to touch on a few things before we get started. Right now it is date night online. Date night investigates coming soon. We do have some great things for you on date night. Come date night investigate. We're gonna definitely be investigating new theories. The first one we're gonna do with the Mr. Elam King will be the independent woman, the programming of the independent woman. And this is my disclaimer: we're not bashing women. We're just giving information. You don't even have to buy into the information. At the end of the day, this information is given to you for you to make your own decision on what you want to do with it. You can keep it. You can give it to a friend. You can throw it away. Whatever it is you feel like it is that you want to do with it, just do something with it. So real quick. So just kind of want to give you a quick rundown of a little bit about the show tonight. This show here is more for information. It's Date Night Live. The information that we give you is going to be something that you can use in your dating thoughts, your dating adventures. Learning how to identify the person that is for you. What's for you is for you. So we have to keep that in mind. That this is definitely not a. It's a platform. Once again, I always like to say that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna actually bring in the guests in a minute, just to kind of give you a quick rundown of tonight's show. I'm definitely not a matchmaker. I can definitely say that. Definitely not a matchmaker. But sometimes when things come across my desk, as I say, my job is to make sure that, as a whole, that that our people are able to, find things they want when it comes to relationships, when it comes to dating, and just to learn how to identify those things so that we can definitely get to a space where the man and the woman will be able to coexist, and also let's remove the lines of the gender wars that we see. So how we do that, it's a game understanding. And so I'm going to definitely bring this unique but definitely interesting story. The young lady I'm bringing up, she actually was one of the first people I brought on through my show originally when I first started in March of last year. Great young lady. Definitely from what I've interviewed, definitely an ideal woman. And a lot of times when ideal women, they usually find ideal men. And this gentleman, he also was also on my show. And I originally met him, and at the time he was actually dating a young lady. It didn't work. I had both of them on. It didn't work. But because it didn't work, one of the things you will find that the things you want the most in the mindsets you set when it comes to relationship, this gentleman can definitely tell you, regardless of what he saw before him, he was able to clear his mind and attract the woman that he feel that is for him. So I can definitely tell you that this unique story, I'll let them kind of come on and tell their side. Give me one moment. Let me get them in, get the couple in. What's going on, y'all?
Hey,
What's up?
What's going on?
I didn't slid and out the space. Wait a minute.
That's all right. That's all right. You in space now. I need to get both of y'all on here. Everything good though? Everything fine? We're going to take time to make sure you got, okay, good. Because I couldn't see on my end. I want to make sure you guys, everybody can actually see the synergy, the energy, and whatever else kind of everything was going on between this situation. Just real quick, I want y'all to kind of introduce yourselves, starting with Cammie. Tell me where you're from, just in case they forgot. Then we're gonna start with the gentleman, Kevin. He's gonna tell you a little bit more about himself. Just go ahead and tell me a little bit about yourself. Then we'll get into you guys' situation. Go ahead, Cammy.
My name's Cammy. I'm from Louisiana. Mm, what am I supposed to be saying?
That's it. I
Uh,
mean, okay. Well, I can't ask you what I asked you before. Last time I asked you, was you single? It seems like you doubling up over there now. You're doubling up, but it's all good. And sir, your name, sir? Tell everybody your name.
I'm Kevin. I'm a content creator from Los Angeles.
Los Angeles, California.
Wait a minute.
Okay, Kevin. How long you been in Atlanta, man? How long you been here, bro?
Actually, I've been here a long time. I moved here in '91, right out of high school.
Okay. So let me start with Cammy. I think some people may or may not know your original story. Your story was unique. Just to kind of do a quick review of that. When I met Cammy, she had just recently got out of a divorce. Is that correct?
Yes, I did.
Okay, tell us a little bit about that particular story, just real quick. Tell us how you came to that conclusion, real light. We don't have to dig into it, and then and tell us a little bit about your dating adventures before you was able to link with someone.
Okay, so
I'm
I
gonna put my shades
described
on
it
for this
as
one.
I described I described it as Diary of a Mad Black Woman. I
Okay.
was Helen and he was Charles.
Oh Lord.
uh,
Go
uh,
ahead.
I was married in a marriage for 23 years. Got divorced. That's the camera shift. Got divorced 2.5 years ago. Uh,
Okay.
didn't have a clue about dating.
Okay.
Didn't have a
Okay.
clue about dating at the time. When I met you, it was interesting. I was dating a bunch of I don't want to call them clowns, but they were
No,
funny.
but I want to hear what happened before you dated him. Let me say this. How long were you married?
I was married for 18 and a half years.
18 and a half years. Okay. 18 years you was married. How long you been divorced?
Hold on one second. Let me do something. Is that better? It's
Yeah,
not.
come lean it to the other way. Yeah. No, no, I can't see you. Come on over. Oh my
It's sliding.
damn. Okay, here we go.
Okay. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
sliding on the table.
Yeah, don't act like you
Uh,
scared to sit next to him now. So go ahead and tell me. Go ahead. Okay, so you were married for 18 years. How long were you divorced?
2.5 years.
Okay, so two and a half years. So would you like to share what caused your divorce?
Infidelity. Not on my
Infidelity
part, on his part.
on his part.
Uh, Infidelity.
Can I share the story? You want me to just not say it?
Uh,
It's already documented.
it is documented. He had a stroke at his girlfriend's house. I took care of him after that for like 3, 4 years, and then I got divorced.
Okay, so just to help understand, Cammy was married at one point. She obviously the person that she's no longer with, which is her ex husband, was had an infidelity. During the infidelity, the girlfriend called, told what he had a stroke. Correct, he had a
Yes.
stroke, and Tammy took the time out to accept the situation to a point to get him back to where he needed to be as a wife. And then after he got himself together, Cammy at that time she decided to leave that and divorce shortly after he recovered. Correct.
Yes.
Okay, great. All right, and then so in the 2 years of after that particular situation, um, what was your dating experience? Tell us a little bit about
Mm,
your dating experience.
I was really blind to dating because I've been with this one person for like 23 years. So, first dating experience, the guy that I talked to, he actually, I was in a vulnerable state. So, he actually did the same exact thing my husband did to me.
All right.
Uh, Went through those shenanigans. So, we stopped talking. And so, I started being on these apps.
Okay.
BLK app, eHarmony. It was
Mm-hmm.
so many. Bumble. I don't forget all of them. I deleted all of them.
Right. Well, then we
Facebook.
ain't gonna give them that shine anyway because it didn't work
Yeah,
out
it
for
was
you.
just a bunch of them.
Bunch
But
of
so I met these guys, but I was attracting these guys that was weird. I
weird.
was
Right.
attracting some weird stuff. So that's when I realized that I wasn't in the space to date. I needed to heal some more and get my thought process together because what I was attracting is what I didn't want.
Okay. So let me ask you a question. So you said something about healing. So it's been 2 years since you've been divorced. Honestly, you know, well, let's say this. I know you're going to be honest because, like I said, we do have somewhat of a dialogue here and there. Um, do you feel like you're healed?
Uh, I think I'm in a better space than I was, and I say that because I got myself counseling.
Okay.
Uh, I got me a growth coach, so I worked on myself
Okay.
for
Okay.
a while to get to
O-
where I am right now.
Okay. So now, after 18 years, she's been divorced. After 2 years, now she's at a point where she feel like she has work. Listen, we're gonna always continue to work on ourselves, right? It's never a process or a point where we're like, you know what, I'm good, right, and we stop. No, it's an everyday journey as we start to get better. But also, so let's just say, from what I hear, Cam is definitely at a point where now that she's continuing his working, but she's in a space that she can actually find something. Excuse me, she can find someone for her that's going to make her feel happy. Is that correct? Would you say
Correct.
that? Okay,
Yeah.
I want to make sure. All right, Mr. Kevin, what's going on, man?
Not much, not much.
Okay, not much. Okay. So, Mr. Kevin, last time we talked, we had a conversation about your previous situation, which we all know, that situation really wasn't, best at the time. But before that situation, tell me a little bit about it. Have you been married before, sir?
Yeah, actually, I've been married twice. I got married when I was 30. My youngest son's mother. Stayed married about 4 years. Um, we were both young, kind of immature. Neither one of us was ready for marriage. So it didn't last. We got a great relationship. We co-parent very well. We're really,
Mm-hmm.
really good friends. Everything worked out for the best for us. My second marriage lasted 6 years. And it just, I mean, we started off with great chemistry, but we had a lot of things that were just different. It just didn't coincide all the time, and so it didn't work out. But once again, we're in a great space as far as friendship goes, and
Mm-hmm. Okay.
her
Okay.
grand her grandson is my baby, So
Okay.
we good.
Okay. So, how long you been divorced?
Officially divorced about 9 months, separated about a year and a half before that. So
Mm-hmm.
we've been separated for a while before the divorce had actually officially been done.
So, how long you been out the house, brother? Yeah.
Oh,
Let's
this
cut to this.
no. This my house. She been
I don't know, no, but how long she been out the house then?
she been out my house for about 2.5 years, I guess.
Hey, that man said this is my house. God damn it, get it together, Mark. This is my house. Okay, okay. So check this out. So in the 2 years that she's been out the house, um, I gotta ask you, what has been your actual as far as dating? How has that been to you before you met the person that you feel that you're sitting next to now? Like, describe your situations and
I mean,
how was it?
I dated several women. I the line of business that I'm in, you meet a lot of people,
Mm-hmm.
and nothing serious, but casual. I would go out, we go to eat or go catch
Mm-hmm.
some show or whatever. But it was mostly just when I had time to go out and I wanted to do something, hang out or whatnot. It was nothing ever, very serious until my
Uh huh.
last little situation got a little more serious than most, but it was short lived, so it
Okay.
wasn't
Uh,
significant either. So
Right, right. Okay, so I'm going ahead and lead into where we at. I'm kind of glad you actually kind of opened that door. So I'm gonna go ahead and say this. Right, it's no mystery. Right. So the biggest thing about the situation that's very unique is that Kevin will also tell you that he dated a young lady. We're gonna kind of skin over. He dated with a young lady. The young lady, definitely in his eyes. Well, first, before I even say that, Kevin, I want to ask you just like I asked her. I'm gonna backtrack for a second. Are you healed after 2 years? That's what I want to know. Do you feel like you're healed from your situation?
I I think that I'm in a yeah, I think I'm in a pretty good space because for me, it had been building to the end far before it got to the end. You know what I mean? Feelings had eroded as far as, that type of love. I'll always love and care about, my ex-wife's well-being and everything else. But as far as us being in a relationship as a couple, a husband and a wife or whatever, that feeling had died long ago.
Okay. So let me ask you: do you feel like there's any leftover residue from that particular situation? Anything that you're carrying right now?
None at all. We're
Okay.
cool. Matter of
Great.
fact,
No, no,
like
no, 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 no,
Christmas.
no, no. I'm not talking about y'all being cool. I'm asking you eternally.
As far as
Do
me
you?
holding on, no,
Yeah. Okay. Not hold on to her, but hold on to anything that she may have seen that you didn't like that may be carry over.
no, I don't think so.
Okay. Great. Great. All right. So just to kind of move forward a little bit. Okay. So now we would definitely say that one of the situations that I'm gonna go ahead and just put it out. Kevin definitely was dating a young lady. They were actually on the show before. They were on the show before. That's how I originally met Kevin. They were on the show, and then it didn't work out. It didn't work out. So the twist in the story is that it didn't work out. The young lady who he was dating, it was friends of the young lady that he's sitting next to. Okay, so they were friends, the two ladies, and I'm gonna let her explain her side of what it is that because it's we can say friends, but we I'll let her get into that. So they were friends. So again, her friend, which is no longer her friend, was dating Kevin. Okay, it from what I do have, Kevin came on. He told his story. It was a very hellacious situation, right? We'll definitely say it was definitely hellacious. So he got out of hell, and now he feels like he has walked into heaven. Okay, so
Oh my
I'm gonna
god.
go ahead and say that. So my question is, to you, Cammy, right? Tell us the dynamics of y'all situations. How long did you know her? The first question. How long did you know her? And then tell us how did you feel as far as the friendship? How did you feel throughout the friendship, and what ended the friendship? So first question: how did you meet her?
Okay.
How
I
did you
met
meet her?
her December last year at a birthday party. We
As in
worked out
2022 or 23? It's 2024 now.
2022.
Okay, got you. Okay, got you.
December 2022. I met
Okay.
her uh, at a birthday party here in Atlanta. One of my friends I've been known for 20 some years. Uh, she was cool. We shared stories. We both were divorced. We hit it off, and then we hung out. And we hung out after I left here uh, in March. I think of 2023. We end up. I go to the rodeo, and she was insisting on coming. So I was like, all right, cool. So I guess she wanted to be introduced to some of the stuff because we were trying to learn each other. Well, in the process of learning each other, I discovered some things that about her that I wasn't down with. So as a person, I know I'm not gonna do certain things, and I don't want to be around certain things. So it was a lot, and it was a lot of those things happen. It was a lot of foolishness, and she was literally just draining the heck out of me, like with life. Like I've never met such a person that's just so stressful. And even my friends was noticing. They was like, "This girl draining you. Like, you need to stop." And then when I would bring around some of my friends, they were like, "Don't bring her here no more." And I was like, "Oh my." So
Right.
my mom was like, "Who's that girl?" And as a parent, my mom knows who I hang around. So just I was just like, this is not good." So I decided to push back because I didn't want to be in the environment she was in. I didn't want that friendship to go any further. So it didn't fit my lifestyle. I didn't fit her lifestyle. I mean, I probably did. I always ask God, like, what is when I meet somebody, like, what is it? And I was like, she is, this battle ain't mine. So I had to let this friendship go. So in the process, say March, we went to the rodeo. April, we was on BLK. She met Kevin. Some of y'all this info. And I was like, all right, cool.
Hold on now. Hold on. Let me say something. Let me back up. I want you. This is definitely a teachable moment. One of the things she said is that when she first, when her and her friend, they were they. Let me tell you what they did, right? Because I remember I had them on the show. So what they would do is they would go on these dating apps, right? When they would go on these actual dating apps, uh, when they were meeting each other on the actual dating apps, she would share the information about, oh, I met this guy. What do you think? Is that's how it used to go, right? It was like
Yeah.
that, right?
And
Right. This is so and so. I'm finna go out with him. Tell me what you think. So she's getting her information about who's. Now she showed you Kevin, right?
I literally picked Kevin for her. Like
You
she
picked
just,
Kevin for her on
yes,
Black, right?
yes,
Okay,
yes.
you picked Kevin for her on Black, right? Why did you pick Kevin?
Okay. So I have a thing. I don't like short men. So
Oh man, go ahead, man. How did you pick Kevin for her? You picked Kevin, the guy you sit
But
next
I
to,
literally,
for her.
to me, I was like, okay, he's tall, he's handsome, he got. From what I saw the pictures and stuff, I was like, okay, he got something going on for himself. Maybe what she told me, because I really was still learning her, that she was ready to settle down, be with somebody, enjoy life. So I was like, okay, give him a holler. So she did. So it went from there. So we still was talking, still looking at dating apps. And with this dating app thing, I do want to say one thing. I actually had met this guy in New Orleans, and she actually went behind while we on the phone and sent him a message too to see if he was gonna talk to her. And I was like, and I was on the way to the date, so I had to explain to this guy, say, listen, there's this girl, her name, and she probably sent you a message. And I don't know why she did that because I don't get down like that, but she did send the guy a message, and I'm on a date with the guy. And I was like, this is
So
weird.
so so let me recap. So basically, what happened was you picked the guy on that dating app. You show her, right?
Yes.
Okay. So while you on a date with him, right? She
She
hits
sent
the
him a message.
dude. She hits the dude on Messenger from the dating app while y'all out.
Yeah.
The same guy that you picked for you to go out with. She
Yes.
inboxed him.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Just want to make sure we understand this because
So
hold on for a
those
second before you do it. Hold on. Because right now, you guys are gonna make me blow a circuit right now because there's certain parts.
my
You
bad.
know, and somebody, I am gonna read some of the comments right here. Someone said, "Woo, child, she picked Kevin for herself." Then, how do you feel about that?
I didn't pick Kevin for myself. I just if I'm gonna
I'm gonna get
I
me
have
something to drink.
friends,
I'm sorry.
so
Go
this is
ahead.
with our friends. So we share.
Shit.
Really, Tiffany wasn't my friend. Let me clarify that. We were learning each other. Tiffany came on here and said I knew her for 10 years, which was a lie. I had just met her, and I just didn't get down with some of the things she do. And when she sent me the guys, it was a lot of guys she sent me. I was like, they're nice looking guys. And my best friends, when they were dating, we send each other like, hey, yeah, that's you. Now, if I send Kevin to somebody, my best friend would
Right.
be like, oh, yeah, that's you. That's your type. It was nothing like, oh, I pick him for myself. Like, oh, I want to be with him. That was
Okay.
even a thing.
Okay.
That
So
was
look, check this out. Check this out. I am actually going to do some crowd participation, right?
Do
I
that.
have questions, but there's a couple questions over here that I would definitely think that are definitely interested in the chat. So I will take some questions. I do want to go ahead and get them out. So
Do it.
someone asked, just for clarification, how did you know she messaged the guy in New Orleans?
She told me
Okay,
while we were on the
she
phone.
told you she messaged the other guy.
Yes, she told me.
So the guy didn't tell you. Why did she tell you? What
I don't
happened?
know. And I was like, who does that? I was like, why would you do that? Like, I'm on my way to go to the date. Why would you do that? And she was like, I want to see if he gonna talk to me too. And I was like, okay, why would he talk to you and you don't even know him? I was like, you're not even in New Orleans. I'm in Louisiana. You in Atlanta. Like, why would he know you? Because she
Right.
said, oh, I think I know. Like, she's a, what you call it. So I guess she was like, I think that's my frat brother. And I was like, I don't know. What are you talking about? Like, I just met this guy. We started talking. So how do you know him? So she just inboxed him.
Right. Right. Okay. So now let's fast forward because again, if I hear a little bit more of this, I might blow a circuit for real. Smoke might start coming out my ears. My ears start spinning like I'm on The Exorcist. I'm gonna come back to you, Cam, because you are laying too thick. We're gonna come back for, but let me ask my man. So let me ask my man something real quick. So Kevin, hearing this story, your first experience on that date, we're not gonna go too far away from that date, but I want to know what happened on that date, the date that you and the the other young lady went on. What happened during that date?
Well, the first initial date was basically a business meeting. Um, she found out that I'm a content creator and I write scripts, and
Hold on, let me
she
say something. Let me say something. Hey, look, check this out. I want to give context to this right here. We're gonna lay the story out. It's just like a movie. If you're paying attention to the movie, you're gonna go through the stages. Some of the parts of the movie you're not gonna like. Some you're gonna like. So guess what we're gonna do? We're gonna get the full context because it's a story and all of this. I know everybody wants to know, well, how this and how this. Give us a moment. We're gonna get there. So I want to go ahead and tell us about the story. I had to just let people know, there's context to this, and it's a lesson in each and every one of this. So go ahead, Kevin.
I told her what I did. She said that she knew some people in the industry that might be able to help get a few things greenlit. So I'm like, okay, cool. So the initial conversation was just us on the phone getting to know, each other's background. So when we went to this meeting with some of her people,
Mm-hmm.
of course they loved the content and everything went well. So at first I didn't even know that this would become anything more than maybe just a business association, because it was the only thing about it that it said anything different is, well, we were sitting at the table and I was showing these people what I had. She had her hand on my thigh the whole time. So, but still, I didn't really buy into it much. But when I walked her back to her car, she grabbed me and kissed me. So I was like, all right, well, I guess that this is she's
Okay.
more into this than I thought. I don't know.
Right.
I
Okay.
really don't know.
Okay. Okay. So here's what I'm gonna do. So you guys went out, you kissed, you guys dated for a while. Now, Kevin, now it's documented, right? So at one point, she moved in,
Hmm.
correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so the other girl moved in with you, right?
Hmm.
I was like, how long were you guys? How long after you met her, she moved in?
She moved in about 3 weeks to a month later.
3 months. Okay, so and then as documented before, this is definitely on Date Night Online YouTube. You can look it up. um, the thing about it is that she moved in. You noticed this was a mistake. There was some run-ins. At that point, I do remember. I do recall that you own up to that. That was your decision to allow her to move in after 3 weeks. And when you decided that wasn't right, you ended the relationship, correct? Due to what was going on. Even your parents didn't even. It was a
Nobody,
run-in with the
my
parents, right?
parents, my family, my friend, nobody was approving of it.
Right. Okay. All right. So that ended. Okay. Now, when that situation ended, here's my question. At what? Well, no. Let me back up. I'm gonna say this, and Cam, help me out with this. So I would definitely say that during their turmoil, right? she told you what the issues was with him, correct?
She did.
Okay, and what did she tell you as far as I don't like this guy, blah 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 blah? What exactly was it that she told you reason that they wasn't working out?
She always would say, he don't want me to go nowhere. He hot and cold. And I was like, well, Tiffany, I mean, I ain't gonna say her name, but but I'm like, you're grown. Like, he's not putting a gun to your head. You can get up and go to the gym. You can get up and go see this and that. But it wasn't a thing. I already knew what it was. But uh, her thing was she likes to be out and free, and she did not want to really be in a relationship. So
Mm-hmm.
in her thing, it's cool. She wanted this, but at the same time, she didn't. So when she got here, she felt like she was locked down and she couldn't do the things she wanted to do.
Right.
And she would tell me these things and literally would drain me. And I'm like giving her advice and I'm like telling her, look, just try it. Like, don't give up. Don't fumble the bag. Like, you got to work on yourself, get you some help, do what you got to do to change because life is short. Like, what do you want? You can't keep living your life in the streets and in these clubs. So you got
Right.
to do something different. So, you know, her nickname Roxy. So, when she turned to Roxy, it's a whole different ball game.
Oh,
So,
Roxy be rocking now.
yeah, Roxy just came out a little. So, she was like, "Well, can you talk to him?" So I did talk to him, but half the time I did talk to him, I was like, I didn't want to be in this, and that's what I told her. I said, "You put me in the middle of this. Like I was minding my business, working on myself. Like I don't have time for all this." So it literally just got to a point where it was just draining, and I was like, "Well, listen, won't you let this man go? Won't you move out of his house so he can find him somebody to make him happy?" That was my last words to her. I was like, because obviously you don't want to be here. And you can't talk. And so it was like,
yeah, damn it.
no. So it was like, I saw where it was going, but I didn't know Kevin. I knew of him. I never talked to him. I came down here in May and didn't even come.
Okay, when she means here, she was from Arkansas. We're gonna get to that part, boy. I'm glad you opened that door right there. But let me ask you something. You were in Arkansas, and what were you coming down here for? Before you met Kevin? Before you met Kevin, or after you met Kevin?
I mean, we talked through the phone through her, but I came down here in May, Memorial Day, because my best friend's daughter graduated pharmacy school.
Okay.
So I passed through Atlanta, went to Warner Robins, spent a week there, went to Florida. I didn't even come up here. So she ended up coming to me in Warner Robins. And I was like, listen, it's late. She came to my best friend's house at midnight, did a podcast about single women, and it's a deficit in men and women. And then I'm like, this man thinking you come and see me, and you all dressed up as Roxy, ready to go to the club. And then she shushing me. I said, no, you gotta go. Like, you disrespectful. Like, this is my best friend's house. Me and my son visiting, and you doing a whole podcast about being single, and you up in this man's house. So I was like, this don't make sense.
Right.
And so let me say this. I don't know where all this. I'm trapped. I don't give a damn where anybody go. My doors are never locked. I was never telling her where she could go, what she couldn't do, whatever. I don't run the street. I don't do clubs.
Right.
Every place I go, there has to be a purpose for me being there. Other than that, I don't hang out like that. That ain't what I do. But you can do whatever you want to do. You know what I mean?
Right.
I've never been the person to try to control what somebody else does. It just don't work for me. So that's all that was.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Roxy came out a little bit more.
Right. Here's the thing. I would like to tell everybody out there to definitely just listen. This has definitely been a journey. It's been my journey, but again, like I mentioned to you before, Cammy was one of the original persons was one of the original person that came on my show at the time, and I've chronicled her situation. So I always view her as being a woman that's definitely searching for what's for her, and she know what that feels like. So I can definitely vouch for you on that. But here's the thing that I definitely would like to ask. do you feel like whatever you heard right from her through the filter which was her, do you feel like there was some sympathy on his end, or what made you guys even conversate? Like, how did it get from that's she talking to, and then how did y'all get in contact with each other? That's
We
what I'm trying to
introduced
ask.
us to each other, and then she like, "Can you
How?
talk to him?" She gave me
How?
his
When?
phone number,
For
and we
what?
so I can talk to him. I don't know what they had an argument or something, and she was about to be out the door, and I think I had to. She asked me to talk to him, and or he wanted to know something, whatever it was. I didn't want to hear the shit. Excuse my, but I didn't. I told him, and so literally I heard about her for at least from April till August, and I was like, me and my homeboy was laughing at this the other day because I was like, half of the time I just wanted to hang the phone up. I literally just let him talk, and
Mm-hmm.
so we just became really good friends just by talking. And then I was going through something back in Arkansas with the exes I was dealing with and trying to get out that relationship. So at the time, I'm a person like I'll listen to you. I'm not gonna just like ignore you. I'll listen because you just never know what people going through. So I was there listening to them about their relationship and what they were going through. With her, she just uh cut me, like we stopped talking way before they they were done. Me and
Okay, y'all
her.
start talking. Wait for. So you
Yes.
got so you guys were
Yeah.
friends. You guys were friends, and so then so originally you called her to see. She gave you the number, and you called him to talk
For her
to
about
talk
on
to
her behalf.
right. You were supposed to be calling him for her.
Yes.
Okay. All right. That's how you guys.
Yes.
At what point you felt like what he said to you was genuine? Because you know how sometimes it can be, just being honest. Like sometimes as men, when things may not work out, we can kind of like thin the truth out, right? It may be one way. So how are you able to determine like
Distinguish.
what was going on?
Oh, I already knew what that person was doing, and he didn't know half of it, and he didn't know I knew it. So when he said it, I already knew it was going on because I knew the truth and I saw
You
the
knew the
truth.
truth for her.
So when I told him like, okay, I already know what's going on. She's Roxy. She likes being in the streets and this and this. It was like confirmation to him. So I didn't tell him that. Oh, I knew all this. Like I didn't go behind her back and be like, yeah, this. I was just like, look. One point, I was just like, look, she has a Jezebel spirit. This is what she like. It's up to you if you want to stay with her or not. Y'all keep me out of it. Didn't I tell you that?
Yeah.
I was like, I ain't got nothing to do
And
with
her
it.
daddy did
It
too.
is, it is what it is, and I left it alone.
But even after, because when I was done with her, I was done with her. I put her out my house, and I blocked every way that I possibly could for her to get in contact with me. So she started using Cammy for that. She would call Cammy and want Cammy to call me on a three-way or whatever, so she could get in contact with me about whatever the hell she wanted to talk about. But Cammy would let me know, look, she want to talk. She's on the phone. I don't want to have anything to do. I don't have anything to say to her. So that's kind of how. And so then the conversation would be, this girl is crazy. That would be the conversation that I would be telling Cammy. She's crazy. I've cussed her out. I've said everything possible that I don't want any contact whatsoever. So now she's sending you to connect with me to try to have some kind. It was insane, and I couldn't understand it because I had never been in a situation like that before. Even when my relationships don't work out, I'm in good terms with the people because I don't do people wrong. That ain't how I
Right.
operate. But
Right.
with Cammy understood what I didn't understand. So she kind of
Okay. Well, I'll say this. I'll say this. No, not even say this. I definitely got to ask a question. My question to you is: at what point did you feel like it was justifiable for you to talk to him? I'm gonna be straight up. At what point?
Oh, I mean, I don't think, after they were after when they were done and the kicking out of the house and stuff, he, I think when you going through stuff, you can't talk to your family, you can't talk to certain people. So I felt that he felt talking to me was something. So he would call me every day, and I would listen to him But at the same time, he the things that were going on, I was like, no, I'm not time. I'm reasonable. Like, nah, don't you don't need to do that because you don't need to get yourself in trouble. So I think that friendship built over that part because what I was hearing and what he wanted to go with it wasn't cool. But me just, I guess every day listening to him like, nah, you don't need to do that, and I really was going through it myself. So I just like talking to somebody different than dealing with the mess I'm going through. So I think after talking to him for so long, because I really didn't realize that I liked him till 2 weeks ago. It's not funny, but it's the truth. Like,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not laughing at what you said. I'm kind of running everything back and just laughing because I
nah,
seen it. I was here.
it's been like think like you can tell like so after Thanksgiving, my mom was like they joned me for 2 hours. My mom and my sister. So I was like, I had to do some self reflection, and I came down here. We were supposed to hang out, go to the game. I didn't go. I just came to relax. And then I realized, and then I told her, I was like, well, we do talk. 90% of my time, I do talk to you. So,
So,
what we got going on? Because
right.
you
So
and then my homeboy, he was joning on me talking about you talking to Kevin again. So I was like, well, I didn't realize how much we talk. And I was like, well, we just friends. And we just
so
became really good friends.
so right now you still living in Arkansas, correct?
Yes.
Okay, you live in Arkansas. How far is Arkansas from here? Drive
Seven.
time.
7.
7 hours. Okay, 7 hours. You driving down here. What are you driving down here for?
Mm, hang with Kevin.
7 hour drive to see Kevin after just liking him after 2 weeks, which is fine. Just dating, you getting to know each other. But the only thing is that I saw questions in the
2 weeks. I'm
chat.
not. It's longer than 2 weeks, but I
I
just.
know. So I'm gonna say this. So you guys can load some more questions in the chat. But I do have a question. Load some more questions in the chat, and I'll definitely get them out to him. But one of the questions I did see was they asked Kevin, how I'm gonna start with Kevin. Kevin, how do you feel about everything that happened? How you was able to be with one friend, right? For whatever reason, it didn't work out. We all know what happened, and now the other friend, ex friend, is the woman that you are considering. Like, how does that make you feel?
I mean, I just feel like maybe that was the purpose for that relationship,
Mm,
or that I can't even call it a relationship, for that association, because
right.
there's everything has a reason for happening, and maybe the reason for that meeting was to meet this person because this person fits me and what I wanted and what I was looking for. I've always maintained what I wanted, and what I needed in my life, and that other person didn't fit that at all. So maybe the purpose for this was this, but like she said, this wasn't anything that was intentional or anything. We just clicked. We found out that we liked a lot of the same things, the type of programs we watched, sports, different things. We always had a something to converse about. So it just grew into, it started off as just two people that were decent people that enjoyed talking to one another on the phone. Like she said, we talk every day, most of the day. When I get off from my job, we were talking, so, and it's about various things, life experiences, our grandchildren, all kind of things. But
Let me say this. I know about
Okay.
all the girls he was screwing at the time.
yeah, she knew that too.
I,
I was,
I knew it was like a friendship, so it wasn't like I was on the phone like, yeah, I want to be with this dude. No, so I knew about all that in the time frame when he wasn't with after he broke up. So I knew about all the little things that he was doing. We were just friends. It wasn't like, oh, I want to be with him. So that's why I say over time it just happened.
Okay. So I'm gonna ask you this, Cammy. So You were with friends. Okay, okay. So you and the young lady were friends for how long again total?
Mm, 3 months, three,
Okay,
4
out
months,
of one, you guys were friends for 3 months,
like 3, 4 months.
3 4 months. Okay, now based on your own situations, 1 through 10, how do you view your relationship with her? What kind of friend was she?
Uh, I don't want to put her business out there, but
No, we don't have to put a business. It's a
her
scale, 1 to 10.
personality wise, I mean, to be a good friend, no, no. I mean, she portrays one thing, but when you see her behind, like really see her, it's not that person.
Okay, so you
Mentally,
didn't
it's
feel
not.
like.
No.
Okay, so you got but you guys did share. You guys did share intimate conversations about men and how you felt and what was her when you asked her about Kevin. What would she say how she felt about Kevin? I never asked that.
Um,
You think she cared about him?
She did. She would say she loved him, but she lied a lot. So the truth came out a lot. I did never told him the stuff, but the things that we talk about. My son was my always in the house. He would be laughing every night. We would talk, and I was like, dude, I had to tell my son, if you ever meet a girl like this, run far as you can. Do not pass go. Hell no, just go
Right,
run, cause this ain't the one you need to be messing with because it was just so much that it was just overwhelming. And it was like talking to a kid. I fussed more. I literally was fussing more, trying to get her to be something that she was not ready to be.
right,
And
right.
so
So I recall when I had you guys on the actual show. I do recall that out of the two young ladies, I definitely say this. This is my own this is my own feelings about each individual. I did feel that both young ladies were definitely decent young ladies. There may be some issues when it comes to relationships and sometimes even ethics. But sometimes you can see things in certain people like, you know what, this person, even though they make bad decisions and do things that probably you shouldn't be doing, I can definitely say sometimes that I know personally that there are some good things about her, but as far as relationships, I can definitely say from my assessment, knowing her, she definitely needs a little bit more work in the relationship aspect with friends and or men. I can definitely say that. But also with Cammy, I can definitely say I don't believe that Cammy was coming from a vicious space. Um, Reason why I know because again, I am one to know that she probably did come at one point as a Karen to try to get her friend straight. I can definitely say that because I do recall because again, this is all documented. So when I came away from it, I also noticed that there were some things that hey, Cammy was always her biggest cheerleader. What happened after that? Not justifying the situation, they no longer became friends. And when they became friends, she got to know Kevin, and she found Kevin as being someone that was definitely interesting. Again, I'm not justifying it. I can see how in so many ways, women do have rules such as, hey, if he sleeps with me, he's off limits, or vice versa. Those are typically the women rules. But also sometimes, as they say, some rules may have to be broken depending upon what it is that you want. And when it comes to a relationship in your life, you may see it in something else. Even though it may not be the right way to do it, what's right for you may not be right for someone else. And what's right for someone else may not be right for you. Right? So chat, I'm trying to see what's in a relationship though, just because she asked. Why insert yourself into a relationship though? Why? So the question was, why? Why did you insert yourself into the relationship though? I think we touched on that, but go ahead and say why. Why was it that you? So in the chat they're saying you inserted yourself. Were you inserted, or was she include you in it, and you
she
gave
included me
opinions?
because
Right.
she had texted me some weird stuff before I just told her going about her business. And I was like, listen, I didn't ask to be included in y'all BS. You put me into this. You always, because she's a needy person, and you have to understand her to understand the whole situation. And I'm not gonna put her out there that like that, because
Why?
at the end of the day, I wish her well, but
Mm-hmm.
shit happens. She has to own up to her own faults, because she took part into what happened where they shit didn't go right. It had nothing to do
Mm-hmm.
with me. But she had wrote something, and I said, listen, you put me in this. I didn't ask to be in this. Like, I am literally neutral. I don't want to be in the middle of nobody. I've been married before. I don't want to be in nobody's business. So when I would talk to him, I'm like, look, I barely told him stuff, because I was like, I don't want to have nothing to do with this. Like, that's not nothing to do with me. You need to talk to
So
her.
so so you wasn't inserted. Your friend said, "Hey, girl, what do you think about?" Right?
Yes,
Is okay. All right. So you
yes.
and then you gave your opinion. She asked you to call Kevin,
Every day it was, I need
and
you to
she
know this. I need to 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 know this. I'm like, damn, you can't think for yourself. So this was an everyday thing. I'm like, listen, you got to figure it out.
right. Okay. I wanted to, definitely someone in the chat asked that question. I do. I am gonna read a comment. They said we all are work in progress. I should be able to talk to my friends about my relationships. I definitely do agree with that. I want to read this. Okay, so I got another comment I want to read. At what point as a woman, you thought this was okay? Even if she trusted you by inviting you in. You want me to
Uh,
read that again for you? I said, at
I
what
mean,
point you thought
I
it was
mean,
okay?
first of all, we never was friends. Listen. Let me get that clear. We were knowing each other, associates. So
Did you guys hang out?
yes, we just hung
You
out. So
let
that's
me
where
finish. Let me finish. Let me
yeah.
finish. You guys hung out.
Uh huh.
Do you guys had conversations about relationships? And did you come down? Did you guys ever kick it? She's in Atlanta and you are in Arkansas. Did you ever come down and visit her?
No,
Okay. Did she ever come up there to visit you?
she came because she wanted to come to the rodeo,
She
and
wanted to come to the rodeo. And you guys
yeah,
hung out at the
yeah.
rodeo.
That was the last time.
So, so you're saying that you guys were more associates than friends?
Yes, and the people that I met her through that weekend, they had a big old thing about the same thing I found out. And they're no longer friends. Everybody that I meet with her, no longer friends with her.
Okay. Somebody asked also, if you don't want to be in their business, why did you allow it to happen?
I
Like, if
mean,
you didn't want to be in it, why did you allow yourself to fall for it?
I didn't fall for. I'm grown. I mean, she's
Okay.
a friend. Yeah, I'm grown. Like,
Right. You grown.
yeah, I'm grown. Like, she asked me questions. I just was guiding her as if I thought, hey, this is what you need to do. I didn't guide her to lead her to break up with him. She did that on her own. So I'm grown. Like, I can talk to who I want to talk to. I'm not saying, hey, I'm gonna go back behind my friend's husband or behind their boyfriend and talk to them like that, because I've never done that. Now this situation is different. I had a
Right.
conversation with my mom. My mom said, what does that mean? Like, at the end of the day, y'all were never friends. Y'all was just associates. Y'all didn't get long enough to even know each other to even become a friend. And if they know what I know, they'll be like, okay, but I get it. How it looks like I salt and pepper her ass. I took her man. That's how it looked. And I'm okay with that. Because guess what? I'm the one got to answer the guy for that. And I did not do that. It is what it
Okay.
is.
And this was a three
Right.
month situation. I mean,
Right.
I knew this woman for 3 months, and that was the end of it. That was long enough. So this wasn't no long established relationship, and we'd been through this together and built nothing, none of that. Well, when I got to
Right.
know who she was, I knew that wasn't who I needed, and that was the end of it. There was nothing. There was no love lost. There's no love gained. It was just a short term relationship that didn't work out. That obviously
Okay.
wasn't a good fit. That was it.
So guess what? I'm gonna address one. Someone said girl code. Let me explain something about girl codes or codes. Right. All codes and rules sometimes they can be whatever you see can be the actual rule, but the rule applies to the situation. Right. Meaning that all rules and codes, in some people's eyes, there is flexibility and there is room to kind of go against the code, follow the code. It all depends upon where you are at your in the spaces you're at, right? So yes, there may be a code, but sometimes those codes don't always apply to all situations. Because if that's the case, then everybody will follow the code. So what's code for you? Guess what? It may not be code, and and to what extent it may be within code of the person who's you may feel is breaking the code, right? I don't ask me to repeat that again, but I'm gonna definitely tell you it makes a lot of sense because we pick and choose what we want to follow as human beings all the time, right? We pick and choose. We're gonna pick and choose what's best for us, however we want to use it, right? And see, one thing about it is I like balance, right? I like balance, right? So I'm gonna balance it out. I do truly feel like some codes as women, on some codes, in some situations, not all, in some situations, you can miss out on a person that may be for you because of a code, right? A code which at sometimes that it can be flexible to whoever views that code a match with their situation, right? So I'm gonna say yes. There are some codes, but just like any other codes or rules, guess what? There's always rules and things that may or may not fit for wherever you are in life. So how we get there, at the end of the day, what really matters is whatever it is that we desire and we get there, how we get there is up to the person to decide on how they want to get there. I'm going to say that about codes, right? And yes, men do have codes. We have codes. One of the biggest codes that I used to always hear, especially in college, our guy code in college, right? I'm glad somebody asked me about the guy code, right? So the guy code is for us, right? Especially in college, and some of my homeboys out there can tell us. There was a group of women, right? If we could mess with any woman that was not our main, that was our code, right? And guess what? For women, that may not work, right? For men, that may work. Our code was you can deal with anybody you want that we dealt with before, as long as you're not the main. Because, this is what our code was. So men do have codes at certain things. Would I sleep with my homeboys, whatever? No, I wouldn't. You know what I mean? But again, codes are used in situations where what's comfortable for you is my point. So let's see. Let's go to another question. Actually, there was another question about this young lady. Okay, so since you are justifying time frames, how much time do you and Cammy spend together, and how long you been together, Kevin? So Kevin, since so the comment is you're justifying the time frame. How much time do you and Cammy spend together? Let's answer. Let's tackle that first part. Somebody asked me that. Right.
Now, Cammy came down here to see me. Our first meeting was right after Thanksgiving. Matter of fact, the day after Thanksgiving.
Right.
She came and stayed for a week. That was our first time hanging out. She went back home. She came back right before Christmas. So we spent Christmas and New Year's. And that's it.
Okay. All right. And how long y'all been? When did y'all make this thing official? Because y'all sitting there too close to each other. When is this official now?
Literally, I don't know. Well, Thanksgiving? I mean, when
Thanksgiving.
I don't even know when.
Yeah, look, I think after she left.
I think it was after I left.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, it is what it is. I mean,
right.
Well, it started out as a joke with everybody on Facebook. Has manifested into all this. So I was like, well, maybe, we understood how we felt about each other. We're grown. So what fits for that person, you got to make it happen. So I was like, well, hell, what I got to lose?
What was so funny to me was my family, my parents, my sister, aunts, cousins, friends, my employees, everybody was so happy that I was no longer with that other person, that Cammy was embraced with open arms. It was like, hey, man, day one, my mother was like, oh.
Right.
They were so, when she came to visit after Thanksgiving, it was actually my sister's boyfriend's birthday, and we was meeting. I'm close to my family, so we were all meeting up to go have dinner for his birthday. And so I grabbed Cammy straight from the airport. We went straight there, and they were like,
Right.
after we left there, we went to my parents' house, and everybody was just like, "Oh, it's so good to meet you."
Right. 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 But look, so I seen some. I seen a comment in here. I'm gonna definitely read out some of those comments. Um. I see some of the comments down here. I'm gonna ask. Somebody asked. Not actually that fast because I'm thinking like, man, there's a lot going on at one time. But the question I say I ask is that somebody asked, where is that comment? It's another comment I saw here that was there. Somebody said, oh, I got to say this. You know, I like to clown. Somebody said, are you with him? Or first of all, before I even just put this out, I gotta ask this.
Say
Are you planning on moving down here?
it.
Huh?
I cannot say that right now.
Is it? And I didn't say you are. I asked you, is it a plan? Is it a
Um,
possibility?
it could be.
Right, right. Possibility means
Yeah,
yay or
it's a
nay. Well, I'm not.
possibility. Yes.
Right, it's a possibility you may be. What makes you think it? So, why are you moving down here? If it's possible, what's
Well,
the
it has to,
possibility?
okay, so let me backtrack.
Right.
I lived here before. Let me get this
Okay,
straight.
you lived here
I've
before.
lived in Atlanta area before when I was married, and I lived. My kids went to school in Georgia, so I'm in a process of transitioning and relocating. Where I got divorced and where my ex husband's from was Arkansas. That's never was a place where I lived. I was there because of all that. So I'm in between Texas and here or Florida. So I'm just trying to figure out where I want to live and spend the rest of my life because I'm at this point empty nester. I can do what I want to do right now. So that's why I come back here and I feel I'm at home.
I don't know what happened, man. You just blew the thing up. Hold on, let me get them back on.
It's a possibility. It's a possibility. Yes.
You know what? Now you for some reason you blacked out. What's the possibility? We missed all of that.
Oh, I was like, I'm in. Arkansas was never a place for me to live. That was a place because me and my ex was there, and we was trying to
Uh-huh.
figure things out. So I'm just in the middle trying to figure out where I want to be. So
Right,
Georgia is a possibility because I like Georgia.
right. Somebody down there, yeah, they tripping in the chat. Somebody talking about something. She homeless.
I'm not
See,
home.
Cam ain't home. I'm gonna you ain't got to say
I
nothing.
don't
Don't
look.
even address it. Cause this is just foolishness. You know what I mean? But she is not freaking homeless. I know this girl. She's well to do. She is well to do. I don't know what happened to them again. I don't know what's going on. Okay, here we go. Hold on, let me see what's going on with them, man.
I don't
What's going
know.
on with y'all, man? Y'all phone keep going in and out.
Nah, it ain't
Yeah,
my
your
phone.
phone.
I'm on my
It
tablet.
ain't.
Yeah,
Okay, all right. We're gonna do this right here. All right.
I'm not homeless,
So, okay.
but it's cool.
All right. So somebody said this. I'm gonna read this. I'm gonna read. I got about three more in me out the chat. Then we're gonna close it up. So
But
this one right here, and I asked anybody they want to come on here and live and give their question live. People behind the keyboard. I dropped the link down there if y'all want to come over here. If y'all want to come over here and ask them. If y'all want to come in and ask for yourself, man, we can get you on here for a second.
do
You
your
know what I'm
thing.
saying? So since someone asks, why do you feel comfortable sharing your business in such a short period of time?
I'm not sure my business. This is part of my journey. Like at the end of the day, I came on here. I started. I
Right.
started the dating. This is a journey. People don't need to realize that it's a
Right.
lesson in everything we do. I started out single, and I did the dating thing, divorce dating, and now I'm in a relationship. In the relationship that everybody thinks it is what it is. I don't care. But, I don't mind sharing what happens in my happy story. it might not be happy to them, but it's happy to me. So I'm in my happy place, and ain't nobody bothering me. So I don't mind sharing it. And yeah, how many people go throughout the day doing stuff that they know they should be doing, but nobody knows? But it's okay. So why not? Like if you miss out on their own blessing, that's on you. Like you never know who God has for you.
Okay. Okay, but you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and say yeah, I will say her journey is documented. You know what I'm saying? Again, like honestly during that time, the information as far as the videos that you were originally on, we were just starting out. So I would definitely say I think a lot of people don't understand how we documented everything. If you ever want to go back and kind of review and look at all of them on there with her, the two girls, Kevin, everybody's documented, and you know, I can definitely say I've seen the journey, how she got there. I didn't think she would get there like that, but she's there at this point. I saw a comment like, everybody, you guys may be moving too fast or whatever. But guess what? Even if they are moving too fast in someone's eyes, if it feels good, check. If it feels good, check it. If it feels good, check it again. If it feels good, let it roll. Right now, we'll know what the outcome when the outcome is what the outcome is going to be. So live in the moment. I'm not saying not like living. Be cautious and pay attention, of course. But while you're paying attention and being cautious, also enjoy the moment, because guess what? Moments like that you may never ever get. We're not promised to find the person for us. We're not promised to find happiness and be married to someone. So and I had to say that because I don't, it's her business have been documented from the beginning. And she felt and was courageous enough to share when most people just comment, right? And not really things that they may have not, and not just here, just share with people, just to get out those things that they want to get out of, as far as where they may be, is whatever situation that you may be in. It's okay to share. So she's sharing hers on a platform, which this platform again is for people to come on and vent. It is for people to come on and possibly link up. Like obviously I was able to link them up. However it got there, I didn't orchestrate it, but I can definitely say it definitely brought two people together, and we will see, and we'll probably have them come back on together or separate, and we would do an update and document that. And if it works out, great. If it doesn't, guess what? We're gonna move forward. We're all gonna live, and we're eventually gonna find something for us, right? So, I'm gonna go ahead and take one more question. Let me see. I'm back on the show, moving into another person. I'm gonna read a 3 month update. Yes, it will be a 3 month. So, okay. So look, check this out. I'm gonna document this. We're gonna go back and look at this in 3 months, whether y'all separate, together, whatever, right? Can we do that? Because people are interested in the situation, right? And I'm gonna put everything back together. Want to document it, right? Because I'm gonna say this. Originally, when I came up with the platform, it was to get information from men, to get information from women. Once I gather that information, I'm not saying you're gonna find somebody on my particular platform. It's not for that, but you can probably use something, use a tool. So let me ask you a question. Why I'm talking about that, Cammy? When we first met, when you first came on the show, up until this point, which was almost a year ago, what did you pull out of you coming on the show? What did it do for you, and what did you realize, and what did it do for you?
It's funny. I just said it today when I didn't have a clue about dating, and just experiencing, listening to other people's testimonies and their things in dating, and I learned a lot of what to look for because I had no clue. I was green. Green is the
Mm-hmm.
grass because I had been with just that one person. So I actually learned a lot, and I've learned a lot of self love because that's probably one thing, giving my all to somebody. So I was giving it to the wrong people. And so doing this dating thing and listening to everybody's testimony and people sharing their stories, I learned different things and different little nuggets. So it helped me out a lot. Me coming on here, uh, if I go back and I laugh, and my friends and family be laughing at the videos, it was like, you crazy. I thank Tasha for even introducing me to you because you're a great person, and I've even asked you and Eric some things, and y'all helped me out. And so it's a good experience, and I don't mind sharing my story anytime. 3 months, 6 months, I'll be
Right,
on.
right, right. And Kevin, we kind of met in a different way. I remember again when I first met you. I had interviewed the young lady. When I interviewed her, you came from behind the camera. I remember that day. I was like, man, come on back here, let's meet. And ever since, man, you've been cool. We've actually talked about other things. We talked the other day, right? And so, tell me as far as when we first talked on the platform. And even what you saw, what are some of the things that you picked up that you can say, you know what, I have definitely, picked up something when it came to this particular platform, if any. I'm not saying it did.
Well, after watching the first one,
Right.
I realized I should have ended that situation that night. You don't really. Sometimes you don't see the things that you do until you see them, for yourself later on or whatever.
Right.
And there were certain signs that was kind of shown that initial podcast that I should have realized that, yeah, this person ain't what I need. And so um, based on that, I think I learned that a red flag is a red flag, and you need to pay attention and you need to act accordingly. Other than that, man, I live my life one day at a time, and I
Right.
do what's right for Kevin. I don't really care what other people think about it or how they feel because it doesn't affect them. Don't whatever I do affects me, and that's all I'm really concerned with. And so,
Right.
um, I met somebody that without the intention of meeting this person, we were cool, like, and my introduction to her was because this other person sent her to me, to talk to me about things and whatnot. And so our interactions about that grew into a friendship. You know what I mean? It grew into us getting to know each other better as people and realizing, that we enjoy each other's company. And so
Right.
um, we can talk about anything. We can go anywhere. We can hang out, whatnot. It's never everything is smooth. There's no pressure. There's no nothing. We don't have to make an effort to do what we're doing. This is just a natural fit, and we enjoy the space that we in right now. And so,
Okay. Okay. So look, also I'm gonna call you out on this one. When you came on my when you came on my platform, and then we ran through the things that was definitely some missteps on your end. And you said, yeah, you know what, I messed up on that end, and I'm gonna go ahead and say it. There's the point which you realized that you probably moved too fast by allowing her to move in after a few weeks, correct? And even though you saw the red flags,
yeah,
right?
it was that.
You admitted it.
But
The reason why I bring it up is because there was some accountability on your end. I think genuine accountability after you, regardless of what happened between you guys, there was a shift in the blame in how you handled that situation. That's correct, right?
right, right.
Okay, all right, okay,
But when you by the time that we did the podcast, she'd already moved in, so she was already living here even that night when that situation was going on. Because had she not, she never would have been here. After
right.
that situation. But yeah, man. I mean, I got to take all of and I blame Cammy for part of it because Cammy, let me just put it out there like this. Old girl got kicked out of where she was at, and Cammy suggested her, well, since you always over there, why don't you stay there, figure out what else you got going on, right? So that's how
Cammy,
that
hold on
started.
for a second. Cammy, how did the hell you move her in and then move her out? God damn. You work for U-Haul or something? What's going on? What the fuck? Excuse my language. I know it's a family show, but god damn. You know, I was be
So
doing that.
I did tell him that was my fault. I suggested because I was like, well, you always do that. Just ask the man, because when you transitioning, you think like I don't know. I was misconceived on what she really wanted in a relationship by her. So when I started to realize what she really wanted, it wasn't what she was telling me. So I put my foot in my mouth by telling her to go and move in with this man. And then when what you call it, yeah, he was like, it's your fault. And I was like, kind of, because
Right.
because I pushed her because she was like, I don't know. And I was like, yeah, you should ask him. Shit, no, why not? So, the
Right.
things that I realized that when you do tell people things, you got to realize the point where they're at in their life. And me learning her didn't really know where she really stood. So I'm thinking like, hey, she,
Come on, U-Haul.
yeah,
U-Haul. Goddamn U-Haul. Hey, look, U-Haul. But
yeah,
check this out,
it
man.
was my fault.
It wasn't. Listen, man. It was a lesson learned. You know what I mean? Lesson learned. Lesson learned. We all have faults. We all gonna do something dumb, and that was dumb, right?
Yeah.
Everybody was just made some dumb decisions,
I
right? Let's
did
be honest.
apologize and told him like I should have never pushed her to do that.
But ultimately, that shit was on me.
But at the end of the day, this is his house. I ain't know the man. I was like, it's your shit. Like you the one moved in. And when it's
I
time,
know. I know. Both of y'all got you guys. Guess what? We ain't gonna beat that noise. Everybody did that. So I just wanted to just bring y'all in. We're gonna have a 3-month. We're gonna mark your calendars. I put it out in 3 months. We're gonna bring them back. They either gonna be sitting next to each other, or it's gonna be a split screen in between the two, right? I think it may be they sitting like that. I don't want to have to add another split screen in this one. Oh, where you at? Mark, I'm already out here in goddamn Texas, and he's still in Atlanta. You know what I mean? So we ain't gonna we're gonna make sure that because honestly, and I'm just being straight up. I mean, I don't really know Kevin too much. I mean, he is a 49er fan, so I'm sure we'll get a chance to be around each other. But I can definitely tell you that I do know Cammie's heart. I'm not saying that I agree with everything how Cammie gets there, but one thing I can tell you, coming where she come from, and and I'm just gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. Somebody said she's gonna Cammie's going to pull the U-Haul up to my front door next. Hell no, Cammie. Hey, let me tell you something. For any woman, right? I just want to say this, I guess, in case y'all missed it, and I'm gonna leave it here. Just something to think about. For any woman that was dedicated to her husband, to a point where her husband leaves Arkansas, goes to Florida, have another situation in Florida, has a medical condition in the hospital, while Cammie goes down, stays true to her marriage, regardless of what the situation was, true to her marriage, brings the husband back to Arkansas, correct? You got him back to Arkansas, right? Mm-hmm. Saying by his bedside, get him back to the way that he was working, right? He started back working, right?
No, he's permanently disabled still.
No, but his health is much better, right?
Oh, he can get around.
Right, okay, he can get around. Get him to a point where he can get back around. Yes, she divorced him, but guess what? Look what type of person she was. Even that, well, most women would just leave the man down there in the wheelchair. You know what I'm saying? Just being honest. Why she honored her marriage, and guess what? Again, we might not see it. I'm not saying it is, but this may be the thing that she may be rewarded for just for doing that. We don't know. But in 3 months, we will answer that question. And I may be wrong, right? But I am for sure say that she ain't pulling up in the U-Haul over here. She's going to take her ass back to goddamn Arkansas. Kevin is going to continue to do his movies. And then guess what? We're going to move on to somebody else, and we're going to make sure we make a connection. But I do truly feel like this situation may work out, and I may be wrong. We'll definitely revisit it. I want to go ahead and take time out to say, I do appreciate y'all coming on, because a lot of people wouldn't even came on. They'd be hiding. You know what I'm saying? Be hiding in the dark by their decisions. But for you guys to even come out and put your business, as people would say, out there, I do appreciate you coming out, and we'll definitely come back. I appreciate y'all coming out. Other than that, I'll give you guys a call later. I'm gonna go ahead and close out. All right.
All right.
And I appreciate your time, man. I appreciate you, Kevin.
No problem.
All right. All right. So, hey, check it. So, hey, that was definitely interesting. Again, I'm not saying I agree with. I'm not saying that I agree with how they got there. I'm not saying that. But one thing I can tell you is that from what I feel and from what I know, at this point, maybe tomorrow it may be different. Next week it may be different. But at this point, I feel that there is a sense of happiness in the situation. I feel like that they may, at this point, may have found what they've been looking for while other people are still looking. I will definitely say for them to have the courage, right, when there's a lot of cowardly things that happen in this world, let's be honest. And this is not directed at anybody, right? If it hits you, it was for you. If it's for you, do better, right? Do better, right? So I would definitely say if that they found something for them, that's what matters the most for them. And whoever don't agree with it, hey, stay to the girl code. You know, the girl code may work for you, but if the girl code don't work, guess what? They have a coupons for kitty litter at the local pet store. So I hopefully everybody will be able to find a person for them, right? And I hope that everyone is able to find happiness, however they may find it, however they may get there. And I do appreciate you guys coming, actually pulling up. We're gonna definitely do more lives. We're gonna bring more people on. I do appreciate your time. It's a Friday night, so obviously, if you're in front of the TV, you might not have a date, but that's all right. You just had a date with me, right? All y'all, we just had a date, right? So I hope you enjoyed the date. Other than that, I do appreciate you. Also go on YouTube. YouTube is Date Night Online, or Date Night Online on YouTube. We'll pop right up. We have over 190 some videos. I haven't even got to the bulk. I would say roughly total, we probably have about roughly close to almost 300 videos. I mean, this is work. And guess what? Ain't nobody paying me for it, right? And that's okay. I like to give the information out. So if you're not paying for it, I do ask that you go and subscribe on YouTube. Help your boy out. I mean, I'm not asking you to pay me, but go on YouTube. You can see her story on there. There's other stories on that. You can go back and catch up with her particular story, and then we're gonna do a follow up in 3 months for that particular story. Other than that, subscribe to YouTube. Help your boy out. You know, Instagram, Date Night Online TV videos there. We're gonna keep pumping them out. Again, just that's all I ask. Just go out and subscribe to the actual channel, and they'll keep me going. Because I'm gonna be honest, like there are other things that I have to do to take care of. You know, I do have kids, and I do have things I like to do, vacations, etc. So I do have to use other streams of income, etc. to live. So if I don't ask for any money, I just ask for your thumb, your finger, whatever you do to hit that subscribe button on YouTube. Date Night Online would definitely be a big help for us. Other than that, I do appreciate you. It's Friday night. I'm gonna go out. Well, actually, no, I'm going to bed. It's getting late. And late for me is probably setting up doing more editing. If I can get more videos out, I'm gonna chop this up. I'm gonna distribute it, so we can go ahead and rock to it again. Other than that, I appreciate your time, and thank you for joining us on Date Night.